Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, Culture Creations is now Whip It Like Butter. So we've been rocking with the name Culture Creations for a while now, but I've been really wanting to change to something that was more really said that this was a food channel. And Culture Creations, it could have meant several things. So Whip It Like Butter is definitely, more food driven. I love the name. It's a little funky, a little pizzazz or whatever. So same great recipes. We're not changing anything over here besides being a little bit more dessert driven right now. But yeah, we're Whip It Like Butter now. So I hope you all love the name. Let me know what you think down in the comments. So today we're going to make a pecan pie cheesecake, y'all. It's so delicious. So it's like a regular cheesecake, pretty much a spin off from my recipe that I already have. Change the crust up a little bit, and then put the little pecan pie cheesecake drizzle on top. Y'all, you're gonna love this rich, delicious cheesecake recipe. So let's get into it so I can show y'all how it's done. Okay, we're going to need graham crackers, unsalted butter, and brown sugar for this graham cracker crust. That's all you're going to need. And of course, we're going to melt the butter. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we went ahead and broke our graham crackers in half and went ahead and put them in our mixer, and we're going to go ahead and blend them until they are a sand-like mixture. I'm going to go ahead and lock my Ninja here and go ahead and get this going. So it only takes a few seconds. This is the easiest way to go ahead and break up your graham crackers. If you don't have a mixer, you can use something like place your graham crackers in a Ziploc bag and roll a rolling pin over it. It's going to take several times because you want to make sure that it gets to the sand-like mixture. But if that's all you have, you work with what you have and you keep it moving. You want to make sure that your graham crackers are as fine as possible, even when placing them in the mixer. Okay, so we have that process done. So we're going to go ahead and add all of our crumbs into the bowl. And then we're also going to go ahead and add our brown sugar in here. Now you can stir it up like I did, or you can definitely grab a whisk and go ahead and whisk the brown sugar and the graham crackers together. And then once you have them blended, you want to go ahead and pour in your butter. And you definitely want to use a spoon for this. And go ahead and just mix it all together until it starts to crumb. So you want small crumbs, not big crumbs, but you'll see in just a moment what I'm talking about. About like this, and you go ahead and pour it into your pan. I do suggest a springform pan. I love springform pans because you can detach it from your cake and then have the bottom, and you can also remove your cake from the bottom. So go ahead and start patting your graham cracker crumbs into the bottom of your pan. So I started off with a spoon, and then I switched over and used this glass dish to help me pat everything down, get it nice and even. So if you have like a glass or like a little bowl or something like this, it's very helpful. So I went ahead and sped it up just to show you the process without dragging it out. So I just, pat and rubbed and went back with the spoon again. So just try to get it as even as possible so the whole bottom of your crust is even. So for your cheesecake filling, cheesecake, eggs, sour cream, you're going to need vanilla, lemon juice, and also some granulated sugar. And you're also going to need water for your water bath, but we'll talk about that here shortly. So you want to make sure that your cream cheese is at room temperature, so it'll be easier to manipulate. You do not want to use this cream cheese straight out of the refrigerator. I'm sorry, please just give it some time. An hour is good, but if you can give it some time to get softened, so you don't have a hard time manipulating your cream cheese. Even when using a mixer, you want to make sure that your cream cheese is soft enough. So we're going to go ahead and blend that together. And once that gets to a good consistency, we're going to start going ahead and adding the other ingredients. Okay, so about like when it's here, so it's nice and smooth. So we can go ahead and add the lemon juice and our vanilla extract. Get that blended, and we'll go ahead and grab our sour cream so we can add that to the mixture. So you can add it all at once. I added it like this, but it really doesn't matter. You can go ahead and add it all at once. So once that's mixed together, you want to go ahead and turn your mixer off and give it a stir. Make sure that you have everything nice and combined at this point before adding your eggs to the mixture. So I'm going to turn it back on just to give it a good little mix to make sure that everything is nice and combined. I didn't mix it this slow, of course I fast forwarded for you all, and then go ahead and start adding in your eggs. So I add the eggs in one at a time. You want to make sure that you add your eggs one at a time to make sure that that egg is combined before you add your next egg, just like if we were baking a cake. And there's our next egg, and then we'll add a third. And so before you get ready to pour your cheesecake mixture into your pan, you want to make sure that there are no yellow streaks so you can make sure that you have your eggs combined appropriately into your cream cheese mixture. Okay, so here we go. So we have everything nice and combined. You can see our cheesecake filling is nice and smooth. So it's ready to go ahead and add into our pan, y'all, over our crust. And I'm sorry I didn't tell you all before this step. Once you have your crust all nice and laid into the cake, you want to pop it into the freezer while you're preparing your cheesecake filling. So I just smooth it across the top with a spoon. And then I'm going to go ahead and give it a little shake so it's nice and smooth at the top. And then we're going to go ahead and prepare our water bath. Okay, so we just want to grab some foil. I'm going to use 2 pieces in this case, since my foil is not like wide or anything like that. So I just cross them like this, and then just fold them upwards. All around the pan. Okay, so here we go. Just like that, and just keep going all around the pan, and you want to get it as tight as possible. And I'm going to speed it up so you can see the whole process without having to go through all my little steps that I did. Okay, so I have it like that, and I'm pressing it so it's up against the pan, and I'm going to go ahead and fold those pieces down. And you definitely want to make sure you get it as tight as possible. If you think that you need more foil, add more foil, because if you get water into your pan, it'll definitely affect your cheesecake. But the water bath is a good process that you want to use so you can make sure that you don't have cracks on the top of your cheesecake. So I know in this case we're using a topping, but still I don't like to have cracks in my cheesecake. It can really mess up your cheesecake and make it go in half. So we're just pouring hot water in the bottom of the pan. Just enough. And then once our cheesecake is done, we're going to bake it for about an hour. We're going to go ahead and remove the foil. I don't let it sit in the water bath. I don't like to give it any more extra time to possibly have water seep into my pan, because even though you wrap it up nice as possible, it can still happen. So I'll go ahead and take the foil off of my pan, and then go ahead and place the cheesecake on a cooling rack. And we're going to go ahead and prepare the filling. So pecans, brown sugar, heavy cream, corn syrup, vanilla, cinnamon, and we're also going to use about a pinch of salt and butter. Okay, so we have a saucepan here. We're just going to go ahead and add our butter into the saucepan. And we're going to get that melted and go ahead and add our brown sugar. Go ahead and whisk it into your butter. And you want to do that until it's nice and smooth. Okay, and once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and start adding in our other ingredients. So there's our salt. And you don't necessarily have to add in your ingredients in any certain order. This is just how I did it. So you just add everything in. And once we do that, we're going to let this do like a little boil for about 2 minutes. So I have this on in between low to medium heat. You kind of just want to gauge it based on your stove, so you don't have it so high that it starts burning at the bottom of the pan. And if you need to, also give it a little stir in between. So we're adding our heavy cream right here. And then we're going to go ahead and mix all of this together with the spatula. And we're not going to add our pecans in. I'm sorry, with our whisk. We're not going to add our pecans yet. We're going to add our pecans last. So whisk everything together till it's pretty well blended. Just like you see here. Okay, so now it's time for that 2-minute process. No more than 3 minutes, y'all. Please, no more than 3 minutes. You don't want this to burn, and you don't want it to cook too much to where it hardens, like, you know, real hard on top of your cheesecake. This is gonna be like hardened enough where it sits on top of our cheesecake real good, where it's not runny, but it's not going to be hard. Okay, so we got that all blended together. You're gonna let that stand for about 10 minutes. Add your pecans, remove it from the stove, and let that stand for about 10 minutes. And then we're gonna go ahead and pour it on top of our cheesecake. Now at this point, our cheesecake has been refrigerated for 24 hours. I refrigerate my cheesecake. You can overnight, but I like to refrigerate mine for 24 hours. So after the topping was applied, I went ahead and refrigerated the cheesecake overnight again. I work, so it's just easier that way. I refrigerated it when I got off work. I went ahead and put the topping on there. And then here's our pecan pie cheesecake. 24 hours later, voila. And y'all, let me show you how I love this springform pan. Just went ahead and popped, look, right out. I didn't spray this pan or anything like that. There's a little bit, you know, on the side, but that's okay. This cheesecake is still beautiful, y'all. I think y'all are really gonna love this. And let me give y'all a little close-up of this cheesecake before we do the taste test. Isn't that look beautiful? All nice, beautiful crust. Y'all, this cheesecake is bomb. Okay, y'all, so now it's time for our taste test of this nice, beautiful hunk of cheesecake. So let's go ahead and get into this. Y'all, this is delicious. Very delicious. The chopped pecans. Let's go ahead and get in some of this crust. The cheesecake. It's rich, but it's not like, the sweetness doesn't really hit you at first, because it's just like so cinnamony and like flavorful. Delicious, y'all. Go ahead and make this recipe. Let me know what you all think below. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, share it, and subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch y'all next time.